what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. This is a 2015 Toyota RAV4, and we've got an issue with the ABS, all-wheel drive, and the vehicle stability light, along with our brake light. Now, this could be caused by a few things, but the first one that's the easiest to check is make sure that your brake fluid is topped off and at the appropriate level. Go ahead and pop the hood. It's at the very top here. It's completely full. Now, the next thing we really need to do is just troubleshoot the ABS system. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in this Innova 5610 CarScan Pro. It can read and erase the ABS code. So hopefully this will help us diagnose where our issue is. Let's go ahead and plug this in and link to the vehicle and see what it tells us or what's causing that ABS light to be on. All right, this one's easy to get to. All right, now we do need to turn the vehicle to the run position without starting it, and it's already doing the auto link. Now, a few of the inspection monitors are blinking red: catalytic converter, evap, and O2 sensors. That's not the ABS issue that we're really after, so let's just go into the system status. Let's do the ABS. So C1404, malfunction in rear speed sensor left-hand circuit, and open or short in rear speed sensor left-hand circuit. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. We might see a broken wire or an issue there, or we may just have to pick up a new sensor and change that out. But either way, it's so nice to have this tool now that we're able to diagnose and at least get pointed in the right direction. Now, before I take the wheel off and take a look at that wheel speed sensor, I'm going to erase the codes and I'm going to take this for a little drive. I might even see if we can pull up live data on this and see what kind of reading we're getting, or if we're getting any reading from that rear left wheel speed sensor. Here we have a shortcut button for erasing, so let's just hit erase, and that's going to erase all the ABS DTCs. And yes, we do want to do that, so let's continue. Erase was successful. Now it just goes right back and it rescans it, and look, it says that it's got an open or a short. C1408 code came right back saying that we have a short. So it's likely that there is a broken wire or that the sensor itself is open or shorted out. I'm going to let the owner know. We'll probably go ahead and order that, but before we do, we'll just do a quick visual inspection on that as well, just to see what we can see back there. I don't see any obvious breaks or cuts in that wire. I'm gonna pull this one out and see what it looks like. This is just a 10 millimeter. You know, I'm gonna get some PB Blaster, spray it on there and try to loosen that up. Sometimes just tapping the top of it like that, you can get it to spin a little bit, and that might free it up. I'll spray a little bit more of this PB Blaster in there. Hopefully that'll help break it loose. Got it. That actually doesn't look all that bad. I've seen some that were really chewed up or had a lot of corrosion on them. If there was some major rust in here or on this or corrosion, I would maybe be a little bit more concerned about the gap or some of the other issues that might be happening with this. But I think because this came out so easily and it's still looking like it's in good shape, it's probably open or shorted. So we'll go ahead and order a new one, and then we'll get that changed out. All right, so we're back on the RAV4 here, and I've got the replacement sensor here. It just came in the mail, and you can see it looks to be the same, even the same little rubber grommet that goes through into the vehicle, and all these little brackets look like they are the same or very similar. And this one is also stamped with a little L indicating left-hand side, and the end of the sensor looks to be the same, or looks to be identical to the old one. I'm going to spray those down with some PB Blaster, and hopefully we'll be able to break everything loose and pull out the old one. So let's do that real quick. This stuff right here, PB Blaster, they sponsored me on another video recently and sent me a bunch of this stuff, so thank you to Blaster. This stuff really is great. Saves you a lot of time and a lot of headache dealing with broken bolts and broken nuts. Really just takes a little bit just so that it can penetrate and soak down in. You see this one right here is on the inside right there. Spray that one here too. Now, I had already broken loose our sensor the other day just to look at it, but I'm going to hit this again with PB Blaster. I put it back in just so that the vehicle is all back together and they could still drive it. But we're going to pull that out, of course, now and put in the new one. And I just had to use some pliers here. These are the Knipex twin grips. And just kind of twist and wiggle that out. That's how I got it out, and of course now it wasn't stuck, so pretty easy to take it out this time. All right, so just moving along the line here, I'm just going to take off this inside one here next, also a 10 millimeter. if you live in a rusty area, you might want to pick up some of these nuts here just to have on hand. The new part comes with the stud, already on the bracket, but those nuts may break off and may give you some trouble. So soak it down with some PB Blaster ahead of time. All right, so our sensor is free down here, but we need to get into the back of the car now so we can disconnect the sensor from its little clip or connector. Looks like it's underneath the little panel in the back. Shouldn't be too hard to get to, but let's go take a look at that, and then we can push this little rubber grommet out and pull it out this way. All right, we can just pull the carpet out of here, and then just gonna take off this little tire cover. Just lifts right out. All right, it looks like this is the piece right here. This piece of plastic is what has to come out, but it looks like this one is overlapping it. And this is just two little plastic tabs. I'll get a little plastic trim tool to pry that out. All right, well that went flying, but we'll find it. There we go. All right, and this just pulls up and out once you get those two little snaps off. Now this next plastic piece here has this little flap over it, which is also snapped in with these white plastic snaps. And then there's these 4 screws here at each corner that hold it down. What I'm wondering is if I can just take out the screws without pulling off all the plastic tabs, it might be less likely to break. So I'm gonna undo these screws. These are just Phillips, or looks like you could also use maybe an 8mm or a 1/4 inch on the head. See, this is what I'm wondering, if once we unscrew it, we can just pull up just this side. And here's the access to the connector right here. So I don't really think you need to undo this flap or even the other side. You can just prop this open. And let me bring you down here. Okay, so the tab for this little release is right here. So you can push that in with one finger and we should be able to slide it out. Let's see if I can get something to help me push on that. I'm just gonna use this little pick tool to push in on the tab. Just push in on that and slide it out like so. I'm going to show you on the other side. We'll just pull it out with the little rubber grommet. See right here, all we have to do is just kind of wiggle this and our connector comes right out. Piece of cake. So here's our new one. Just going to fish that through the hole, and you can see it's got that same little rubber grommet. Let's push that in like so. And then all we need to do is just line this up, just route this the same way that it came out, right back down right over here. And these guys right here, see, that just goes in through there, and this one goes like that. See, those studs just line right up and the brackets are perfect. And then the last one is this one here, went like that. And then we got the little sensor to put in. So everything lines up perfectly, just like the old one. Just get all these nuts and these bolts started. This one on the inside over here. And don't get carried away on tightening that, just make it snug. Now, before I put the new sensor into the opening here in the hub, I'm just gonna take a little brush and clean that surface. Just want to be careful. You don't want a lot of debris going into that opening. The new sensor needs to sit all the way in and be completely flush. So you can go ahead and put this in. Sometimes you need to wiggle that or spin that a little bit as you put it in. And then we'll just take our last 10mm bolt and put it in there. Again, don't over tighten this. You can break that, or even worse, break your new sensor. That looks good. All right, now we can go back inside and reconnect it. You can see here's our sensor right here. We just fished it in from the other side, and this is where it ended up, but it's right in the neighborhood we need it to be. We'll just plug this back in. Connector is the exact same. Just push it until it clicks. That looks good. All right, then I'm just gonna pull this drill out that was holding that up. And then we should be able just to push this in. Those little snaps. Perfect. And then we can put these screws back in. This piece right here just lines right back up. It's got these little tabs here. Just snaps in place. And then we can put these little snaps back in place. right, and then we can just put this little flap, little cover back in, and put the little trunk mat back in here. All right, well, let's go grab the scan tool and then we'll take it for a little test drive and see if that's working now. Okay, so we got the Innova 5610 hooked back up. Well, let's go back into the ABS. That is our vehicle. Okay, so here it says open or short in rear speed sensor left-hand circuit. Go back and then we're gonna hit the button down here for live data. It's gonna give us ABS live data. Okay, so there's 1 of 15 items. Let's scroll down to those speed sensors. Okay, there we go. So there's right front, right rear, and left rear, which we want to make sure this one is showing. Now let's take it for a little drive and see if we get any action out of this left rear wheel speed sensor. There we go. Right away we've got a reading there now. We'll just run around the block here real quick. All of our warning lights are now off on the dash. I didn't even reset anything yet. Giving us some consistent readings. Oh, that's perfect. All right, well, that's it. Quick and easy job, really, but without this tool, it would have been pretty difficult to know where to look or what our issue was. The Innova 5610 came to the rescue on this one and really made this an easy job. Once we figured out what the problem was, got that ordered up, and you saw that the repair was pretty easy. Let's just do a quick little scan, C1408. So let's erase that. Now, I didn't know if I would need to erase it because all of our lights went off, but I'm going to hit erase. Now, the last time I erased this, it came right back on, and right now, I erased it and it rescanned and it says no ABS, VSC, or traction control DTCs are presently stored in this vehicle's computer. So that's it. Repair confirmed. Everything is good to go. Once we erased that, it didn't come back on, and this is good to give back to the owner. Good to hit the road. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. Again, this is the Innova 5610, and they did send this to me for an honest review. Now, this is the second time I'm using this tool, and as you can see, it works perfectly and really helped me troubleshoot and diagnose the issue that we had on this RAV4. If you want to pick this up as well, I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up this exact same tool, but you can also buy this at some of your local parts stores, and I'll also put a link to the other video that I made showing just some of the other features that this tool can do. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.